Here we are at the Black Dog
everybody.
book launch.
I'd just like to begin with the famous verses connected with the event. All down the church in midst of fire the hellish monster flew, and passing onwards to the choir he many people slew. And these verses are probably now known almost worldwide, but it was in this church and this choir where the event actually occurred. It concerns the notorious Black Dog, who is said to have appeared during a terrifying thunderstorm on Sunday, August the 4th, 1677. The church was struck by lightning during the morning service, the tower was very badly damaged, and 2 parishioners were killed and several more injured. The thunderstorm and the deaths and damages it caused are very well authenticated in local and national records, but the Black Dog element is only mentioned in a pamphlet written by the Reverend Abraham Fleming. It was written and published very shortly after the event in 1577, and Abraham Fleming was not a local man. In other words, he has no direct evidence of what had occurred or it was going on hearsay. If Fleming had not written the pamphlet, which was published during that same year, it's quite possible that the event would only be remembered as a severe thunderstorm which happened many centuries ago and is now really only of interest to a few local historians searching into the dusty old church records. So, with regard to what Fleming did in the event itself, we have to ask the following questions. For example, did the congregation here actually believe that a black dog appeared amongst them in 1577? Was it a figment of their imaginations? And was the story invented by the Reverend Abraham Fleming as a piece of Puritan religious propaganda to urge people to repent from their sins and live godly lives? And we also have to ask, why has the story become so much a focus of Bungay history and a part of the town's community identity today? And it's also become one of the most popular of all East Anglian legends, and it's now increasingly attracting attention worldwide, even here in Australia.
Wow.
And these
That's the other side of the world.
Are all dealt with in the new book. And the thing is that the event connected with the Black Dog story could be just dismissed as an interesting event that happened more than 450 years ago and is now of little interest for the modern world. But that's just not the case, because both before and after 1577, many people, both in Bungay and elsewhere, have claimed to have seen the Black Dog, Black Shuck, or indeed a number of other phantom beasts of the same sort, but occurring at different places with different sorts of characters. It's claimed that it can be a terrifying experience for those who witness the dog. It sometimes leads to death and other misfortunes. So the Black Dog isn't just a fusty, dusty legend, but a piece of living history which continues to be of a reality for people today. And in this book, David Waldron, Bruce's son, explores how it has particularly come to prominence at different periods in this town's history for a particular reason. And that's a new element of the book which makes it really so exciting as a new publication. As an anecdote about the way in which the Black Dog still has an impact on people's lives, I'll just mention that in 2004 I was asked to give a talk about the Black Dog to pupils of Bungay Primary School here in this church. I recited the event very much as it occurred in Abraham Fleming's pamphlet, and because the children were very unusually quiet for a whole church full of children, and they were starting to look rather anxious, I explained gently that it all happened a very long time ago, and there's no reason to think the Black Dog is still around today. At this point, a little girl shot up her hand and said, "Please, sir, he is, sir, my granny's seen him." And then several other children said the same thing. A little boy said, "Yes, my brother's seen him." Somebody else said, "The neighbour had seen him." And of course, it's impossible to contradict them, because if children are saying that they know themselves or know people who have seen the Black Dog, then it is something that you can't just dismiss. And in addition, both local people and people all over the world still claim to see the Black Dog, and the subject still continues to create both fear and controversy as one of a number of life's unexplained and frightening mysteries. So it's still very much an ongoing theme and a matter of debate. Although the story has been published many times, in both in books, in tourist guides and in television documentaries, and we've had cameras, we've had documentary recorded here from television companies from all over the world, from Australia, from Canada, from the United States, lots of local documentaries about it as well. David Walton's actually taken a completely fresh look at the story, and here's in a way an outsider looking both at the legend and at our community, because he probably didn't even know anything about the Black Dog legends until he came over here to visit Bruce once Bruce became a minister in the town. And reading his text, I was both surprised and fascinated by the sort of angle he's taken on it, and how he's pinpointed the story's significance for our own town. And I hope you will be equally fascinated with a story that is being reinvented and reassessed throughout many generations, and still has the ability to shock, as the title of the book tells us. Okay, thanks very much, and I'll now hand you over.
That was Chris Reed. Now we've got Bruce Waldron. Now, the fact that they've got the same colour hair does not mean that they were in uniform.
We have a few people involved in the publication who would like to thank. First, we have Martin Evans, who has contributed to a number of photographs in the book. Martin, would you like to come and receive a complimentary copy?
We're going round to find Martin. No, I've got to go back this way.
It's going to be an interesting video you're taking there, Sean.
Yep. Yes. And this is Black Dog Junior.
Thank you very much. Very useful comment.
The Black Dog is still alive and here, by the way.
I would also like to thank Bungay Primary School, because they gave permission for some illustrations by the pupils and some poems written by the pupils for an exhibition here in 2004 to be included in the book. So I'd like to give the head teacher, in the book from the school library.
Now here we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very good.
Well, those children have probably moved on now, haven't they? Probably not
And
still around.
I'll try and get a front profile. There we go. There he is.
I have to thank Frank Honeywood, whose photograph collection is so magnificent and has
Here's Frank
so
Honeywood.
many local publications here in Bungay and elsewhere. So Frank, there's a copy for you as well. So I bring it over to you. Thank you.
Good on you, Frank.
Thanks very much. Good. Okay, so that's the thank yous for the time being, and now Bruce can